Dice Age is made possible thanks to the support of our patrons. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
The Empire of Maca has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Avon the Main, the immortal empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Almera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maca to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticise these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken. But the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Almera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, a real play D&D show. My name is Jack, and join with me as always are our wonderful heroes. Would you all go around and introduce yourselves?
Hey, it's AJ, and I play Edgar Wood, the half-elf blood hunter.
Hey, I'm Alice Rose, and I play T, the elven sorceress.
Hey, I'm Mitchell, and I play Esther Reyes, the human rogue.
Hello, I am Zach. I'm going to be playing Tauros, your tiefling paladin.
Hello! Somehow I'm still alive, and I am Trey, and I am playing Oberon Perseus Maximus Germanius Cornelius Alexander Claudius II, your still alive drow fighter.
Alright, now that we've got our introductions out of the way, I do believe we have, before we can return to our episode and our lovely conversation that is about to happen between Oberon and his father, we do have a final conclusion to introduce. Is that right, AJ?
Yeah, so it's all recorded. It's a lot. I think it's just best if we play it at this point. Might need another one after this to kind of get through it. I think it'll speak for itself.
Sounds like a plan.
Can't wait to hear this.
We now return to the epic battle between the Dice Age crew and Tig O'Biddies.
So, what do you think of the battle Cumberbund? Pretty spiffy, right?
Hey, Tig, do you think we can just get on with this fight? We've got a show to record.
Blah, blah, blah. Could you just shut up about your crappy show? How about for once you let someone else have the spotlight?
It's a bit mean, right? We're trying our best here.
Well, your best has ruined a lot of lives.
Oh, right. You mean the detectives you think were responsible for getting killed? One of them was your cousin, right?
Who? Oh, that. Yeah, those guys aren't actually dead. And neither of them were my cousin. I just needed a reason to get close enough to you all.
What the hell are you talking about? Why are you hunting us then?
Why? Why did the rebellion help you all out with your fight against Redmane? Because it just made sense. Just like how all of you killed Redmane after discovering the truth. You are all responsible for killing my one true, undying passion.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying we didn't commit any crimes? Then why would a detective be hunting us down?
Because you fools took my spot. You all blindsided me. I understand how Oberon felt when he learned that his family patriarch, OG Claudius, was responsible for the plot in kidnapping Annie.
How did we blindside you? We don't even know you, man.
I'm sick of your shit, Dungeon Master. Because of Dice Age, I lost my spot on Maca Public Radio. The episode of Recap Elmera was supposed to be on me, Tig Obidy's detective and stand-up comedian.
This has gotta be a nightmare or something, right? We have got to be dreaming.
I'm sorry, Mr. Obidies. Are you saying that all of this, the constant harassment, the destroying our episodes, the kidnapping a Minotaur and a Kobold, was because we didn't let you tell jokes on fucking NPR?
Boom. Bingo, bitch. Somebody give the lad a cookie. Now I'm going to exact my revenge before I kill you all. That's right, losers. I'm about to stand up all of your asses.
This might actually be the worst day of my life.
Shut up. No audience participation. Alright, first joke. How do paladins in Avon greet their significant others? Hello, my dear.
Whoa.
Oh god, they're not all puns, are they?
I said, shut up. No audience participation. Oh, fine. How about this one? What do you call a half-elf stripper coming out covered in whipped cream? Sweet tea?
Could someone check if my nose and ears are bleeding?
Shut up. No.
Yeah, no audience participation. We get it.
Jeez, talk about a tough crowd. Anyways, what do you call a sad and confused noble elf who knows he's about to tell his father what's happened to figure out a plan? Oh no, Baron. Really? Nothing. Come on, that one was great. I spent like at least 30 minutes trying to make that joke land. If only Trey were here, he would have loved that one. Where is he? Hello?
Apologies, audience. Master Obites has asked me to record his set to send in to Elmera's Got Talent. This may take a while, but I will certainly record the incredible conclusion to this battle in the next recap.
Wait, what do you mean I can't make jokes about half-elves?
Did anyone else mute every time Tigobiddies talked because couldn't stand hearing that again?
I missed one time, and it nearly destroyed me.
No.
Yeah, it was brutal.
All right.
Guys,
I heard.
what? Guys, why does my head hurt?
I don't know, Trey. It's really odd how anytime we get involved with Obidies, you kind of just blank out like that.
Yeah, how come you didn't have to sit through the shitty stand-up?
I don't know. Like, what do you want from me, Alice? Jeez.
To sit through this shitty stand-up.
Well, we'll figure out the reason why Trey doesn't ever have to get involved with Obidies later. But for now, we return to the world of Elmera. So, we return to the game. Oberon and I believe Edgar, along with him, are heading over to the Claudius estate. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Without Annie.
Right, without
Yes.
Annie.
Without Annie.
She is currently in one of the no scrying rooms at Chevro's.
Mm-hmm.
With the necklace still on.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, not in the meantime, as you are doing so, you get to the Claudius estate. Oberon, obviously you're let in. And you're escorted to your father's study. I do believe you guys take your take a long rest at Chevre's before coming over?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's the
we
morning
took
of
a
the
long
next
rest
day.
day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Early
Uh,
morning. Early.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think as early as we can.
Right. Okay. So it's early in the morning. I'm going to roll something real quick. Just for me to see, not for anyone else to see, you fools. Okay. As you arrive, you do see, Oberon, that your grandfather is nowhere to be seen in the estate currently. All right. So you're escorted to your father's study. He looks harried. Looks like he hasn't been sleeping well. You see, still with him is a bandaged, bruised. Uh, 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 oh my God! What Caster? Wow, I kept wanting to call him Kava.
I mean, they probably have a similar amount of weapons on their person,
Listen. They've got one thing in common. They both lack uteruses.
that's true.
Oh, geez. All right. And your father looks at you, Oberon. So it gives a look of surprise as he sees Edgar there as well, but just addresses you, Oberon, and asks, "Have you made any progress? Do you know where Annie is?"
I've 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 been doing my best. I have a couple of leads. I believe that if we were to discuss this, I believe that it would be best to discuss it in an area where we would be safe from prying eyes that be unseen. As he's going to like try and like just heavily hint at like any like anti-divination, any like anything like that.
Yeah. Give me a.
Deception?
No, this would be a persuasion.
Okay, gotcha.
Can I assist? Can I just bring up, any opportunities to go dark in this moment would be pretty helpful.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Let's see. Do my shit rolls continue? Yes, they do.
Well,
They do.
It was not a high DC. So your father nods, and then. And then motions for you to close the door to his study, and as you do so, he casts a anti-divination spell, and then looks to you again and says, "We're secure. How? What have you discovered?"
I want to very quickly, before I say anything, look around the room for anything, like maybe a hidden familiar, anything that could implicate that we are not 100% like secure in this room.
Yeah,
Edgar's doing the same.
Yeah, give me a. Both of you, give me a perception check.
21.
All right.
9.
Just a minute.
Jack's just rolling for all the unseen servants in the room.
They just all disappear one by
There's
one.
there's a phantasmal killer in the room. Or no, not what's it? Invisible stalker, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Yeah. No. As you look around, checking the room, checking, the drapes have been drawn, but still looking out the windows, seeing no signs of anyone looking in on you.
I'm going to turn to Caster. Can you please keep an eye on the door out from the outside, please?
So you say that to him. I'm just gonna roll another thing. Yeah, he give me an insight check real quick.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
20.
As he gets up, he doesn't question you. He gets up and walks outside of the door to give you privacy. But you do detect a brief flicker of hurt from him. It seems as if he maybe feels like he's lost your trust or something like that. But he does wordlessly stand and exit, keeping a watch outside the door.
Yeah, AJ, were you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Oberon's going to turn to his father and just... We got a couple leads. We ran into one of the higher-ups from Redmayne's group.
I see. What did you discover from interrogating them?
Oberon's just going to take a very deep breath and just... The rebellion was fraying as the perpetrators of the kidnapping.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check. Okay, yeah. So you tell him this, and at first he has a look of disbelief on his face, but then he says, "You're sure of this?"
This came from the right hand of Redmayne herself and multiple other sources.
Your father starts looking very worried, and he says, "So, was the Redmayne gang just acting on their own and hoping to shove the blame to someone else?"
They were hired.
By whom?
Oberon just takes a deep breath, and his hand just instinctively clenches a little bit. It's just...
I do want to do an insight check on good old Dad, just to see if this is genuine. Yeah, that's an 11.
You can't detect any deception from him.
Yep. All right.
Before I tell you, Father, you must swear this does not leave this room. You do not tell anybody of this. This is a matter of Annie's future safety as well as my own. Please.
Yeah, give me a deception, or not deception, a persuasion check. You know what? No. Sorry. No, you don't need to give a persuasion check to get your dad to promise to keep you safe.
For a second, when you just casually said "yeah," I thought that was the father just going "yeah, whatever, man."
Sure, dude.
Bro, totally.
No, yeah. So you say that, and he looks at you and he nods and says, "Of course, I would never do anything to put you in danger."
Oberon's just going to take a deep breath and just one last time, because he knows the second these words exit his mouth, he wants to just like he is checking the shadows, like looking for the boogeyman to come out at any opportune moment. Like he is just terrified to his very core. And I know that I already rolled it, so I probably don't get re-rolls, but he's just like, his eyes are just darting all around. And he just takes a deep breath. And he just can't seem to get, like, the words out. And finally, like, you see his hand just quickly, like, clench so hard that you hear, like, the metal in his greaves, like, crunch a bit. And he just very... in, like, just one sudden breath, just... a member of the Claudius household put the bounty out on Annie.
Okay. So you tell this to him, and your father is a man who you've always seen him be very careful and selective with his emotions. He's never been one to be very open or easily readable. And when you tell him that a member of the Claudius family was the one who ordered for Annie's captivity, you see a look of rage on your father's face that you have rarely ever seen. And he stares back at you and says, "Tell me their names so that we can let the right people know, and we will have them erased from our family."
Oberon at that point just gets a deep like look of sorrow, fear, like hopelessness, and he just goes, that is impossible. Given that they are the ones who started and planted the seeds of this family in the first place.
At that rage in his face, yeah, it completely disappears and is instead replaced with a look of disbelief. Then it quickly transitions from disbelief to recognition, and then just horror, as he was standing talking to you, and he just collapses into his chair. No,
It makes too much sense, Father. Why was he so confident? Why wasn't he panicking? Why was the stipulation even given?
Your father takes a shaky breath, and then says, he's been so involved in her learning, in her studying. I never would have expected him to do something like this.
Something about this isn't right. Everything about this isn't right.
Your father is racking his brain, and you can see that his eyes are like darting around, like he's desperately trying to make sense of what you're telling him.
At this point, well, as soon as Oberon would have said, like, mentioned the names, Edgar would have put his ear up to the door just to be, while listening in, just to be listening in for any footsteps, so using his hearing, just to see if there's any motion going on outside. He knows Caster's there, but just in case.
Yeah, give me
Perception roll?
perception roll.
Oh, Natural 20.
All right.
Damn.
Yeah, with a natural 20, you can hear the sounds of like people milling around outside, but it doesn't sound like anyone's running up or anything like that. It just sounds like the normal sounds of servants going about their work and duties and stuff like that.
Got it. I'm gonna keep my ear open for if that ever changes while this conversation's happening.
Yeah. Your father looks back at you, Oberon, and he says, Do you have her? Is she safe?
Oberon looks at his father and goes, without saying anything, Oberon's going to try to like give his father a look of trust me. Like just of like, hey, try and convey essentially like I don't want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Give me a persuasion check to try to just convey this. Either persuasion or performance to try to convey this wordlessly.
Oberon is trying desperately to say as little as possible here, even with all this going on. Oh, that's an 8. Oh, that's an 8.
What I'm gonna do is have your father roll an insight check to try to see if he can discern. Okay, yeah, he rolled a 16. Yeah, he just nods and says, "I understand. We need to decide what our next step is."
We don't have much time. The deal was 2 days. We have a day and a half at most.
We also know that paladins were going to be going to the location, so we don't know what's happening when they find out. We don't know what the timeline really is.
Right. He sits and thinks and puts his hands over his face, like he's bouncing his leg. Then he looks back up and says, "There may..." And he like cuts himself off, looks back down, and looks like he's really fighting something. And then just says, "I have been concerned with the interest he's shown in Annie. And I've considered potential ways to keep her from him. I was hoping I'd have more time, but I can see that there's not much of that right now. There's only one thing I can really think of that would keep her out of his clutches. And she may hate me for doing this. But we may need to... And he's like struggling to get this out, and he just finally says, "We may need to remove her magic potential. If she is unable to work magic, you know that he would suddenly lose all interest in her. I wouldn't want to take that gift away from her, but that may be the only option."
Oberon at this point is like, without it, she will
Sorry, you kind of cut out
Okay,
right when you started.
sorry. Oh, you have to taking away somebody's magic, especially one so integrated with it as Annie. That's all she's known.
What if and Edgar's just like also in a similar state to Oberon, freaking out at this point, but what if there's a way to have it not be permanent? I don't know how, but I think we can find people who can help with that. What if it's just long enough? I don't know where she goes after that. If we could get her out, but what if it's not permanent?
Regulus the 30th looks at you, Edgar, and says, I've considered that as well. I don't know how feasible that is, but I do have a couple of leads that I've been looking into. They're a bit far-fetched, admittedly. As I said, I was hoping I'd have more time to research this, but there are two options as I see it. The first, we could find and beseech the aid of Kalak. If either of you want to make a history check to see if you recognize that name.
Is this anything to do with like nobility or anything like that? Okay, gotcha. History, bet money.
Ooh,
21.
A 21 from
17.
Edgar and a 17 from Oberon. Okay. I'll say, Oberon, you've definitely heard this name. It's a name that's usually associated with like fairy tales and like it's like a cautionary tale of like a witch that like parents will tell their children, don't go off wandering in the wilderness, don't be bad or else Kalak is going to find you and
Baba Yaga drawing.
More or less.
Okay, gotcha.
Edgar, you hear that and you know those things as well, but you also know that more than just a story to warn children against, getting lost in the woods or to try to keep them in line, there have been fairly credible tales of people encountering a witch of great power named Kalak, and of her being able to do incredible things, but also being very fickle, or you're almost as likely to be cursed by her as you are to be helped by her.
Gotcha.
And RC30 continues saying, Kalak is a spellcaster of great power that if any person in this world would know how to remove or suppress magical potential, it would be her. I've been able to try to hone in on a place where she may be located or nearby, but it's pretty far from Avon. The other option would be for us to beseech the gods for aid. And he says, kind of like hesitating as he says it, not in the cathedral.
I'm gonna roll something to you, Jack, real quick. That's to keep a
All right. Yep. Okay. So yeah, you make no reaction to what he says, and he does not pick up on anything. but he looks at you two and says, "Do you two know about the cave systems beneath the city, correct? Well, deep within these caves, there is a place. I've managed to be able to learn about this through extensive research, and it's something that's not very well known, even within, our family or within, the structures within the empire. But there's a place within the caves under the city where the barrier between our world and the world of the gods is weak. That place can be used to more effectively commune with entities from beyond our realm. And if we could, we may be able to contact Elathan, the goddess keeper of secrets. She...
Alright, can you spell that really quickly, Jack?
Yeah, Elathan, Elathan. Would you also like a spelling for Kalik?
Yes, please.
All right. Kalik is spelled Caillleach. It's one of those fun Gaelic words that doesn't pronounce anything like it looks.
How do
The
you
Elmerin
spell
dictionary thanks you.
Elathan, goddess of secrets?
Yes, her keeper of secrets is her.
Her secrets.
Yeah. Epithet, is that the word for it? Whichever.
Yeah, that is the epithet.
And he says the goddess of magic would absolutely know how to.
Jack, you may want to wait a sec. The train, I can.
Oh,
pick
you
it up
can
in
hear.
audio.
Oh, wow! I turned the gain
Yeah.
on my microphone all the way down, and I feel
Well,
like I'm
I
still
figured
super
you-
loud.
I
Figured
could
you
hear
may
it
have
too.
wanted to wait until that passes before.
That's insane! Oh my god.
Talk
I thought
right
you were
now.
just farting.
Yeah, my fart sounds like a train horn.
Real.
I think you're good now.
Mm-hmm. All right. But he says, yes, if anyone would know how to seal away one's magic, it would be the goddess of magic.
That's also Elathan.
Yes. She's the keeper of secrets, but she's also the goddess of magic and knowledge.
We're on just. What information do you have about both of them? Any at all?
He says, from what research I've done, Kalik is most likely somewhere near the Linnaean forest.
Damn.
It's far.
He sees your reactions and says, exactly, it's not a lot to go on. She moves around, but most recent sightings that I've been able to uncover, the most recent credible ones at least, cite her being outside or near the edges of the forest. But with the place where the wall is weak, the wall being the barrier between this world and the outer realm, there is also the potential for other things to cross over. Not just denizens of the gods. Either way is dangerous. but one with significantly less of a time constraint would be the caves.
As much as I would like, I believe that maybe our best option maybe to, and Oberon's going to start like pacing right now, and he's going to like stop pacing and turn to like face away from his father and facing Edgar. Maybe involving ourselves in the heart of the city may not be the best move. Be searching out this. I know it's much more time consuming, but there be any way that you could get us a resource of teleportation to get us there and back, maybe? And as he's saying this, he's looking directly at Edgar. Edgar, can I ask for Edgar to roll me an insight?
Mm-hmm. It's Oberon. Do I get advantage?
I'd say you get advantage, sure.
All right. 11.
Let's remember this advantage next time they want to lie to each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up.
I hope that Elvo and Ariel's screen tray just melted as well.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Jesus.
He's got 12 different drinks. He's got to go through each one right now.
That's what hydrated boy.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ! Does this man work at a brewery? What is this? No way.
This is just a testament to the fact that he needs to clean his desk.
First he needs to clean his desk. Second, he needs to actually finish his fucking drinks.
Anymore?
Can you please put this on TikTok?
That's my ginger ale tray. Clean your room.
No, that's not your ginger ale. That's actually a ginger ale that I had.
This one's yours.
Goes to the trash can.
Sorry, I got like a chip stuck on like my uvula and it would not get off. It was
yeah.
Within 11, Oberon. This you can't pick up exactly, but Oberon. There's a hidden meaning to what Oberon is talking about right now.
Yeah. Edgar has an idea of what he thinks Oberon's trying to say.
You're probably right.
You could look into that.
Your father looks confused and he says, I suppose I could, but the risk with teleportation is that there's no circle near enough to where Kalek would be that you would run the risk of just not appearing in your desired location. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but I'm trying to explain, make sure you understand the full risk of the situation.
I understand the risk, but in this situation, we can't afford to play it safe. We need to explore whatever avenues we can. We are constantly under the threat of watch. We need to act accordingly.
Thinking that Edgar feels like he's picking up what Oberon's putting down to be like, and if we can get all our cards right, we might be able to, if we can teleport, bring Annie with us and have some space and some time added from that if we figure it out. There may be other benefits to trying to work outside of the Empire.
So, I will say this: it would still be within the Empire,
but on the fringes,
right?
The forest. Yeah, that's what
as far away from the at the outer border,
right.
Yeah, away from the capital.
Yes. Your father nods and says, personally, I would think that we'd have a better chance of negotiating a deal with one of our gods than with Kalik, but if you think this is the wisest, I won't stop you.
Thank you. We'll return. Look into it as much as you can. Send me a message when you have a concrete plan. We will figure it out. Time is of the essence.
Absolutely. I will see what I can do as far as transportation, and I'll let you know once I have the solution.
Oberon's gonna nod. He's quickly just gonna walk up to his father and just, thank you. Thank you.
Your father looks at you with a little bit of surprise and says, there's no need to thank me. I'm doing what I can to keep my children safe.
There's one thing I've learned in the last 2 months. Every parent has that inclination.
He nods, and I assume you two are going to head back to Chevra's to...
Well, as we leave, Oberon's going to stop in front of Castor.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Real quick, before we leave the room too, after all that, I'm gonna, because I think I was avoiding eye contact with him the whole time. Just before I go out, I am gonna make some real hard eye contact at my good old dad.
So hard.
And then I'm gonna... It's my dad, man. It's your dad.
Oh, man.
It's hard.
And I'm just gonna give like a nod, and then
he'll nod back to you. He, for a second, he finds it hard to meet your gaze as well, but does manage to meet your eyes.
This might be the first eye contact we've had in many years.
As we leave the room, we're going to stop in front of Castor. Everyone's going to go to his belt, unclip the sword, hold it out to Castor.
Castor will take it and say, "Did it serve you well?"
As faithfully as its wielder.
He'll give a smile, and you see that shame that he left the room with clear up a bit as he nods to you both.
Edgar's giving like a almost like there's a sarcastic look on his face as he's just kind of sizing Castor up and be like, "You haven't gotten old, right? I'm just trying to see. It's hard to tell. Are there more wrinkles?"
He's gonna just kind of chuckle and say, "Even with all these wrinkles, even with all these bandages, I could still knock you on your ass, kid."
All right. Just making sure.
He chuckles, gives you a pat on the shoulder, and then heads back into RC30's study.
As Oberon begins to walk, and we just are heading back to Madame Chevre's, Oberon, the only words that he says to Edgar is, "I've got a plan."
Yeah, I think I got it. Guess we probably should hurry then, right?
Yeah. We also need to, and Oberon's like going, well, the loot that we've got, I get the feeling this is about to be dangerous. We need to stock up. Fast.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm picking up what you're putting down, if we might want to have a conversation with Tauros's mentor. Not specifics, but
I've got
pretty decent.
Maybe. But I think I've got the framework laid out
Okay.
and make our way back to Chevreuse.
All right.
I am as soon as we leave the Claudius estate, I am just keeping eyes on the back of my head for if
And-
anyone, the entire path looks familiar. If there's any sense of someone possibly following us.
Give me a perception check.
I do the same as well.
Yep.
That's a 3.
That was to GM.
Mhm.
We'll just keep that, but
Well, it was
So
a 13 to GM. You did roll a 23, but we are going to keep that 13,
the 13.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I just wanted to roll it to show people that I rolled it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Neither of you notice anyone as you make your way back to Chevreuse.
Make our way in. Ron immediately books it up to the anti-divination room. I'm guessing Annie is there, maybe, or one of the anti-divination rooms.
Yes, I imagine you guys have an agreed upon space.
Yeah,
you know
there's-
where you left her. So
Yeah,
There's a room that we got, and when you walk in, T is offering to have Annie play like dress up in her makeup and fancy clothes.
it is
This
helping
is how
her.
I'm distracting Annie.
It is helping her to relax a bit and acclimate to not being in direct danger anymore.
She's playing with the fancy costume jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Upon getting there, Oberon just Annie. She still has the necklace on, correct? So we told her not to take it off.
I thought we were saying that she'd go into the anti-divination room so that she could take the necklace off because she was uncomfortable
No,
with it.
we stated
Oh,
earlier
we
that
s-
she'd keep it on.
She keeps
Okay.
it on.
I think you did a persuasion check or something last
Yeah,
time.
and
to
I
convince her.
succeeded.
Yeah.
And I succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
So, if she still has it on, Oberon's just gonna go, Annie, need to speak with my group very quickly about something, and believe that it is best kept between us. Would you mind, he's just gonna turn to T. T, could, one of your friends keep an eye on Annie for me?
Of course. I'll see if Mama's available.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to have Chevreuse happy to look after Annie while the rest of you work things out. So no trouble there.
Second, Brown's gonna call everybody into the anti-divination room. Perception the fuck out of the surrounding room. Looking for anything shadier than normal. Like,
So sorry, within the room that you guys are talking in,
Oh.
or
he's gonna look outside the room, just checking.
gotcha. Yeah. Give me a perception check. Yeah, you don't see anything.
Gonna close the door. Anti-divination room. And in a very low voice, he's gonna go, something we can do.
What is
Go on.
We have two current options. And he's speaking in a low voice to not be overheard too much. We can. One of the options that was given was a witch that lives on the far outer reaches of the Empire. Kalilik?
Kalak.
Alec, who be able to make a deal in order to hide Annie. That was the option I said he would take with my father.
Hide? Like she holds on to her?
Raise her signature, more like it. Make her unnoticeable. We're not doing that. And with that, Oberon's going to quickly reach into his bag pull out like this old like parchment scroll and like put it on the countertop and open it. And when he does so, you see a very crude but still almost semi-accurate drawn-out map of the cave systems underneath the city, and like an area that's located far off that's been kind of like circled or emphasized. And he's like, taking her to the hidden temple. The realm of gods meets the realm of man. I've got a map that leads us right there.
That's a tall order.
So how do you have the fucking map?
He looks at Edgar. Remember, site of convergence.
Motherfucker.
Oh shit!
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
you, Jack. Oh,
Jack was so pleased with himself.
That fucking. I know the audience can see it, but that smile crept across his face.
Jack's like,
Goddamn.
you don't need a stone to kill many birds. Just grab a bowling ball and hit them all.
Yeah.
Look, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Subtlety is for cowards.
So this point of convergence, what is this all about?
It's a. Right, 1 second.
And can you remind Alice, did you guys tell us what happened in the camp on the way back?
Nope.
Nope.
No, I didn't
No,
think
we
so,
never
which
did.
is why T's
No.
so confused right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
You
like point
bastards.
of convergence.
What the
Right.
fuck is a point of convergence?
It was a. Say, think about it like the outer planes in our realm are separated by a large stone wall, penetrable, unmoving, and not be forced their way through. The only reason that clerics and paladins even are able to exist are because the powers of the gods slip through the cracks of the stones, but in very minimal amounts. And he's going to like turn to Taurus and be like, "Is that an accurate?"
I was gonna ask, can I roll something to see if that's like something I've learned about as a paladin, or like something
Yeah,
like
give me
something
a
that-
religion check.
Well, that's a 6.
Well, it was a 5 DC.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, that's basic cosmological information. Yes, there are two realms. There's the realm of mortals and the realm of gods, and there is it's called a wall that exists to separate the two, but there are cracks
Yeah.
within it that allows for some transference between them.
Yeah, that adds up.
Yes, there's where this point of convergence is where there's a crack in the wall. There is a way to almost directly communicate with those of the outer planes. Doing so, we may be able to speak with, potentially strike a deal with one of them.
And what far off land do we have to get to find that?
He's going to just point at the map.
Does the map say?
No,
Where
but
we
it
are.
has like a location circled. And you see what looks like almost like the word temple.
Where's this
So by
temple?
looking at the map, I can tell that this is right in the fucking capital, but underneath.
Yes.
Well, shit.
We have maybe a day and a half. We need to geared up visions, resources, magic items, whatever it is we can take. I know I already asked a lot of you already. You all have done more than I will ever be able to repay. this is something. And Oberon at this point, like, just looks away.
We're here to help, Oberon. You're our friend.
In defense of a child that is dear to my friend and could potentially impact the future of the entire fucking empire. I'm in.
You see a genuine, very small, but genuine smile kind of creep on Taurus's face as he shrugs. He's like, "You're my only friends."
Oh, Eldon Loomis is just at the window.
It's my mom. It's my mom.
I had a really dumb joke when you said only friends. I went, it's a spin-off of OnlyFans. Only friends.
Only friends.
Taurus would pay for an OnlyFans and be like, "We're friends, right?"
We're friends. I pay you
Oh
money.
God.
That's just his friendship with T.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You're making him pay?
Jesus.
Never.
John.
But Oberon's just going to nod his head. This is going to be dangerous. We have a very short time frame to get this done.
Then what are we waiting for?
Oberon's going to nod.
Not the first time we delved into danger.
Taurus, and he's going to look to Taurus. I believe that now may be a good time to maybe potentially speak with your patron about anything should she be trusted, and you give no information as to what we are doing, where we are going, who we are trying to help. Not be a bad time to find out anything we can. The rest of us, I say we try to supply up as prepared as we can. And he's going to look directly at like everybody else. And I know that I shouldn't have to say this. I am. This doesn't touch Ward.
No, it's
You have my word.
he'll never touch her.
Not speak his name, and Oberon's going to make it very clear who he's talking about.
Strahd.
Lord. It's just. Why am I just picturing Strahd showing up? Oh, Avada Kedavra! Have you guys seen the Owen Wilson doing Voldemort? And he's like, "Oh wow, the boy who lived."
Oh, the
To
boy who lived
die.
come to die. Avada Kedavra!
No, and then he's like, "Bang, haha, gotcha." Avada Kedavra.
Oh my god.
At first I thought you did a ka-chow.
He says that too.
That's good, perfect.
But sorry. Don't mention where we're going. If you do, we're going to see the witch.
We're off to see the wizard.
We're off to see the witch, the lovely witch of Lane Forest.
Yeah. Let's go. And before we go, Oberon's going to turn to Anne, like go and meet Anne, talk to Annie, and he's going to just like kneel down in front of her, just Annie, how are you doing?
She said, "How are you doing?" Sorry.
Yeah.
She looks at you. She still looks a little, stressed, and like she's still, recovering from everything. But she says, "I'm doing okay. I feel better now that I'm not there anymore. But when can I go home?"
And we're talking in anti-divination.
Right.
I feel like I should specify that.
No, I
Anytime. Okay. Ron's just going to like put his hands on his shoulder and just go, Any home's not safe right now.
Ooh. She looks a little scared as you say that, but she kind of just nods and says, "Okay, am I staying here?"
Yes. Need you to stay here. We won't be gone long. A day and a half at most. I want you. I know I'm asking so much of you right now. The only reason I ask you this, because I know you're strong enough to handle it. I need you to keep that necklace on. I need you to stay here, out of sight. Anybody who is not us or Madame Chevre who comes to talk to you, or Castor or Father, cannot be trusted.
Yeah. Okay. I promise.
Oberon looks away and clenches his teeth and just goes, everything that I'm about to do is to keep you safe. Please. Just know.
I know, Oberon. And she kind of smiles and just says, "You're my big brother. Of course you're going to keep me safe."
Oberon will pull her into a hug so that she doesn't see the absolute look of pain on his face. Oberon in this moment realizes that what he's about to do is strip away the very thing that Annie has loved for all of her life. Or he's going to attempt to, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me a deception check to make sure your sister knows she's okay.
That's fucked up.
Oh.
She's okay enough. She's okay enough.
Yeah, she completely believes you.
Oberon's going to nod.
All right.
Oberon's just going to go, right. Let's get ready. And Oberon's going to go to any magic store or anything like that he can find. Magic store, apothecary, armory, anything like that. Or he's going to turn to everybody and be think that maybe to speed this up, we should split up into groups.
Mm-hmm.
Groups of two.
Smart.
I've got.
Tauros, do you want company?
The mention of going to talk to his fellow paladins has definitely made him a little more quiet. You've definitely noticed he's running his thumb over his holy symbol a lot. He's kind of snaps back as you say this. Oh yeah, I would appreciate someone with me.
I'll turn to Essa and I'll just say, hey, I got one or two leads I want to follow up on if you want to join me, Essa.
All right.
Oberon's just going on and go, I'll go look for supplies then.
Hold up, I have to see how much money I personally have. I don't have much.
Oberon's going to
Then
ask
that's
for
fine.
the bag of holding.
Okay. She'll give it over.
Yeah, and Essa will give him about 35 of his own personal funds just to add to that.
Gotcha. And Jack, for all the stuff that we have in our inventory,
Mm-hmm.
all the art items, is that can we value those like say like what they're worth is what they're worth, or do we have to like find a trader to trade them in for gold value?
You could just trade the items with traders. Like people are happy to take items and just, especially like a general store, you could just barter them, or just cash them in there. For like more specific shops like smiths and stuff like that, you would have to convert them yourselves, get them appraised and sold, and then use the gold because they're not going to take the time out of their day to go.
Can I say that I'll go to a general store and get all the art stuff praised and sold.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll to see what percentage of the value you're able to sell them for. I'll say a DC 20 would be 100% value, 15 would be an 80%, and 10. So just go on down like that.
80%. 80. I got 16.
Okay, so 80% of the total value of the art items.
Let me go ahead and just add that all up real quick.
He would say that if you can find bracers of some kind for a reasonable price, then that'd be great.
Yeah, Esso also, if Oberon would be able to, he would hand them the glamour armor to get it appraised, so Essa could know what it does.
Okay, Oberon would pay to have that like identified and appraised.
You guys can get magic items appraised at a magic item shop, get them identified. They will charge you 60 gold to appraise a magic item, though.
Oh, Nelly.
Gotcha. So that's about 14. That's about 1,400 gold worth. So
Nice.
I'm gonna add that into the party loot plus.
Okay.
I'm not pulling a Solasta where you have to pay 100 for identified, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it is a service they gotta charge for. So.
Yeah. Well, Oberon's essentially just gonna be doing shopping. So if other people want to do like role play stuff, you're more than welcome to.
We got also, I just want to double check. We got plate mail from that lady from.
We would have to have it resized.
Yeah, no, I know. That takes a lot of
that.
time, right?
That would probably take a day at most.
Like a day.
Or a day at least. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can tip them to try to expedite it, we might be able to get them to rush the order. Possibly, we might get it sooner.
But to get them to prioritize that over any other orders that they're working on would take
at that point we might as well trade in this plate mail and buy a set of Tauros plate mail at that point.
Yeah. I would like a new set of armor if you can find a pair, but no problem if you can't.
I'd say, Tauros, you could probably requisition a set of plate mail from your order.
From the order?
If you could give them the plate mail that you took from Redmayne, they could use that as like a trade-in kind of thing. So you'd only have to pay for. I'd say you could get only have to pay 30% of the normal cost of a set of plate mail.
Hell yeah, I'll do that. He'll hold on to the plate mail then, as long as y'all are cool with that.
Yeah.
If you could see if there's a better shield, mechanically a +1 shield, if we have the space for it, I'll owe you. I'll give my own gold after. Just tell me how much.
Okay. All right. So I guess what we'll do is everyone who wants to buy something, tell Oberon what you want to buy so we can resolve the shopping after we do the roleplay.
After the roleplay. I was going to say, quick question. Jack, do we want to call the episode here and start a new one? I feel like this is going to take a while.
When are we recording?
We don't have how long. I don't even think we're at an hour.
We're only at an hour 15 right now, and that's not that's not after me cutting out stuff. So
okay, I would just was
no, you're good.
Yeah. Good check. Good.
I think we'll.
I don't. I don't think the role play should take too long.
No, yeah. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we'll do the role play, our preparatory work, and then we'll end the episode before you guys set off to the caves.
Fully explore. Gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha.
So coming back in now. Who had role play stuff they wanted to resolve?
I think both of our groups are going to have role play
Taurus
shit.
T and
But me.
Okay. I'll do. Okay. Tauros and Edgar, both of you roll a d20. Whoever rolls highest gets to
Rollies.
go first.
Roll.
Copyright Critical Role, but rollies.
Last
12.
time AJ and
Oh,
Zach
baby.
beat his ass.
With a nat 20 for Zach. So Tauros, you head over to your to the Order of Medir's base. Are you looking to speak to Elda Loomis, or?
Yeah, he'll go to Elda Loomis. He's gonna look for her first. As they're walking over, he's definitely kind of really nervously, kind of rubbing his little holy symbol, and then he's not really looking at T, but he'll be like, "Gee, I'm a little nervous about going."
I did notice.
I'm having a lot of conflicted thoughts, and I don't know how to deal with them, and I'm a little scared about. I don't know if being part of this order is a good idea.
Wow, that's big.
It's something that's been on my mind since we left Ella Creek, and I just feel like every time people have looked at me and they've looked past the horns, and what they've really locked onto is this, and he kind of holds up the holy symbols. They treat me as a monster because of this, and I don't understand, but I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't be with them. That I'm endangering even you all, and I don't know why I'm even saying this. I'm just nervous, I guess.
Tauros, what do you want?
I just want to
Not
live.
what you should do. What do you want?
I just want to live. I don't want to feel this afraid anymore. I don't want people to be afraid of me. Every single time I've tried, I feel like I've fallen back in the same hole.
It's funny, it's only because we've known each other so long, but I can't imagine ever being afraid of you. I've seen you literally on fire. I can't imagine being afraid of you.
Yeah, I've felt that around you all, and I appreciate it.
That
Not that
being
I've
said,
heard-
I know that's...
Here you go ahead first.
I know that's not a popular sentiment around town.
Yeah, it's not at all, but I don't know. Let's just. I'm even more scared of saying something like that to Elda. She's a great woman. She's done so much for me. And I feel like to have these thoughts is to completely slander everything she's done for me.
No. I'll admit I don't know, Elda. But if she is responsible at all for the man you are today, I know that regardless of the symbolism on your armor, what she's most done for you is help you become who you are. Become as strong as you are. As morally upright as you are.
Yeah. The guy kind of you kind of see his shoulders, his tense shoulders kind of relax a little bit at the comments. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. That yeah. Let's go find her and see what we can find out.
Tauros, you're still strong if you're scared.
And she'll hold his hand.
That like the comment doesn't really seem to go through to him much where he's like, I don't know about that one, Chief. But that when she holds his hand, he kind of deflates a little bit and nods. And they'll kind of head on into the temple to look for her.
Yeah, so you look for her, Elda, and after a little bit, you do find her, and she sees you, and she says, "Oh, Tauros, how has Elda's never met T, right?
She's
Well,
met her.
She came to my birthday party.
Yeah,
right.
at the party, and like when T stayed with Tauros for like a couple days, she saw her, I'd
Right.
imagine,
Right.
but didn't really get to meet her. I don't think.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So she sees you two and says, "Oh, uh, nice to see you again." She says to T, and then says, "Tauros, anything I can help you with?"
Yeah, we were open to ask for some information. I was hoping you might know some stuff about. Do you mind if we go to like my room for this?
Yeah, no trouble. Yeah, you all go to the privacy of your room.
As they kind of like walk in, he'll just kind of. Do you know anything about the tunnel systems underneath the city?
She'll look a little confused and just say, "I've not explored them myself, but I know they can be treacherous, as caves can be." Why do you ask?
Do you know of anything that would be down there? Any kind of beasts or people?
She is going to make a history check. All right, yeah, she rolled a modified 20. So
Let's go.
she's going to say, well, there's lots of things crawling around down there. Not exactly the safest area. As she's like thinking, she's like, I do remember hearing that there's an especially deep part of the caves where monsters of especially frightful abilities or appearances can be found, but they rarely venture far enough out of the caves to cause any true threat to anyone.
I see. So we just leave them alone then? They just keep their own devices?
If anything starts to cause trouble, gets closer to the city than they should, sometimes paladins will be sent down to clear them out, but the caves aren't seen as important enough to keep fully protected.
Huh. We've heard about tales that there's some kind of temple down there.
Okay. Yeah. She is going to make another history check. And just kind of quizzically look at you and say, temple in the caves. That's not something I've heard of. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that there were, secret rites or something like that going on, but as far as a legitimate temple, that's not something I would know.
It could just be rumors. We're just looking for information about it to make sure it's safe. Do you know what kind of creatures? You said especially dangerous. I doubt you've come in contact with them, but I was just curious if you knew what kind of creatures they were.
It's hard to know exactly what's real and what people just say, but people talk of things like, not like what people call monsters up here, goblins, kobolds, things like that. It's more like, especially monstrous things, sort of aberrations or odd, misshapen things that exist solely to destroy.
Oof. All right. That's terrifying, but appreciated.
Why are you going into the caves?
We've heard tales. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead first.
Sorry, she was going to say, is this to do with, she kind of looks at T and just says, the other project you're working on?
Vaguely. Overlaps a bit.
I see.
Well, we'll make sure to relay this information about what's down there. We have a good idea of how to get down there and how to get ourselves around down there, but nothing else you can think of that might be able to help us?
I'll have her roll another history check,
Yeah.
just racking her brain. And she says, well, if you're going down there, if anyone that's going with you isn't able to, and she kind of just waves a hand in front of her face, see as well as we can, they will need a light source. There's nothing in the caves to keep them lit.
That makes sense. Yeah, we have a... Well, only Essa can't see in the dark, right?
I think he's the only one without dark vision, yes.
We have someone who's a little hard of seeing in the dark, but we'll take care of him.
All right.
We kind of looked at T and be like to see if she has any specific questions she's thinking about.
This has been very helpful. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
One more thing, if you wouldn't mind, putting it in. He kind of like ruffles through his bag and pulls out kind of like the folded up armor of the plates. We got this while adventuring. Doesn't fit me right now, but if you could maybe put in an order to get it switched, I could pay for it with the temple if you could.
Oh, yeah, I can take this to the quartermaster and get that worked out for you.
No, just let me know what I owe you and I can pay up.
Absolutely.
Is it still just covered with broken glass from all the time?
I imagine he like shook it out.
Give it a little rug beat.
All
Why are
right.
there so many teeth in this armor? Don't question it.
Anything else you wanted to ask Elda or do while you're at the Order's headquarters?
Sure, I don't have anything on me. No. Nope.
All right.
I kind of want to do something. Just because I'm here and I'm having like a talk shop conversation with Elder Loomis for the first time, I would like to insight this woman.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
Like,
this is you just sizing her up or trying to like
during
anything the conversation?
It's during the conversation. I'm trying to get a gauge on how, because it's not just how trustworthy she is. It's kind of how trustworthy she is. I believe that I don't think that she's lying to us or anything, but like, is there any part of her brain that's gonna go like, run tell dad, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, so with a 20 insight, you get the feeling that she genuinely cares for Tauros's safety and well-being. Like, she has her duty, she has her oath, but you can sense that Tauros is a significant enough importance in her life that she wouldn't do anything to actively endanger him.
Okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh.
Yeah, he'll leave it at that and give kind of a nod. You just out of curiosity, you wouldn't know about any good shops to get some nice magic weapons. Not that we have the funds for it at the moment, but anywhere specific that you tend to go around?
Yeah. I've heard good things, and I've found a few good, interesting things at uh, 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 Menser's Magic Moments.
Magic moments. I heard that.
It's magic moment.
Kill this man.
All right. Yeah, she'll also give you directions to where you can
Yeah.
find it.
Sweet.
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll have time to go there now, but I will jot it down.
All right.
No.
All right. I think that concludes Tauros and T's little excursion. Edgar.
Hey, this is before. Hey, T, would it be all right if I bring someone up here to the fancy anti-divination room?
You're going to have to be so much more specific than that.
Can I invite my mom here?
Hey, yo.
I don't.
I can
What?
truthfully
I'm
say that's
so
the first time I've
confused.
ever heard that sentence. But
What
of
do you
course.
mean? I don't know why you made a face when I said that.
Like,
I'll tell you when you're older.
Imagine if everyone is it just T and Edgar?
This
when they
is-
said that? Or-
Esso's for sure there too, I think.
Mhm.
'Cause
I imagine Essa wasn't really paying attention to the heard that. Goes, in what regard?
This is Edgar trying to convince his mom to dress up for the party.
I was going to say,
again.
yeah, if I had a nickel for every time Edgar was weird about his mom, I'd have 2 nickels.
what's up
Just
with
a lot,
T?
but it's really fucking weird. It happened twice.
All right. Yeah. So
And
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just, and then when T gives the go ahead, I would just say, "Hey, Essa, can you hang out here for just a second before we head out?"
All right.
So, weird question that I'm about to ask. How do you feel about a little bit of blasphemy?
Asking Essa this.
Yes.
He just goes, sounds fun.
That's a good outlook to have on this. So the shit we're gonna do is a lot. I don't know if I fully trust the Elven Pantheon for a lot of things. I'm really glad Tauros isn't here when I say this. So I want to kind of follow up on something my mom was telling me about when I found out all the Asori shit, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go run and bring my mom and say, "Hey, we're going to Madame Chevreuse, Mom. Don't worry, it's a secret room."
Ooh, this man!
So your mom, you rush into your home. You tell your
Yes.
Mom, we're going to a secret room in Madame Chevreuse. Don't tell anyone.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she just smacks you.
Literally. What? I don't know. Why do people keep
What?
acting-
You need to explain what you mean by that.
We need to have a conversation that I don't want other people to hear. They have anti-scrying shit there.
Okay.
What? Why? T gave me a look too. I don't know what's happening.
You need some self-awareness, and she'll just leave it at that. And
God damn. That seems like fucking burn. Holy shit.
I learned it from you, Mom.
Give the poor woman advantage.
No.
Yeah. So you so you head up to Chevreuse, find a secluded room, anti-divination, and she says, "Okay, so what's all this about?"
Mom, I don't know if you remember Essa from my group as well.
No.
Hi, yes, I met you during the... Yeah.
Real quick, too, before we get into the deep shit. Essa, do you have a place to stay now?
I don't know.
I mean...
That's
Mom.
that's the only answer I got.
Yeah. Mom, could Essa stay in that like little couch we have in your lab for a little while when he needs it?
She says, sure, that I can keep him. Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be around much, but Essa, if you want.
It's better than where it was. So
I don't see why you needed to take me to Madame Chevre's to...
That wasn't okay. So, real quick, I met a couple of sorry, and I'm getting as quiet as I can here. I met some Asori. The Femoras, Femora, F-E.
Femura.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says, oh, okay, I'm not really familiar with them. But
they, really fucking cool. It was really awesome. There was some word. No, and Edgar starts talking, and then he's gonna stop. Before he brings up mention of their family, because he does not want to get her hopes up.
mhm.
But I was able to meet someone who's leading a group of monstrous races trying to do some diplomacy in the Empire. Really fucking cool. Something we can talk about a lot more later on. But I'm gonna, again, super hushed. Someone's in danger, and we might need to do something really fucking crazy to try to save them. That might involve possibly besieging the gods.
She takes like a deep breath, and then she's like, do you need to?
That's kind of why I wanted to talk to you. Where we're going, I wonder if we have the chance to not just talk to the Elven Pantheon, but Femora. And if there's anything you could think of, if I can get something to help me try to convince the others that this might be a good move, or just your thoughts, because I can also get in touch with Planin, the Sori that I met to get his thoughts, but I wanted to ask you first. Is that worth it?
She looks conflicted and says, sweetheart, you know that Femora was killed, right?
I know, but I wonder, right? I just want to know if there's anything left, because there has to be something, right? We still exist. We're still people.
She looks a little worried and just says, right, gods don't work the same way as people do. There is still something of Femora that exists within the outer realm, but besieging her would take... I'm not sure that you'd be able to accomplish it. I suppose it's possible, but...
If we were at a point of convergence where we have the opportunity to go to where that barrier is the weakest, probably the best bet, right?
She looks a little confused and says, well, yeah, if anything, that would be your best option, but do you know of a place that you could do that?
Edgar can't lie, especially to his mom, and so he just has like that weird, like sort of like all teeth showing grin thing going on, just like just yeah, 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 yeah.
And then she just goes, okay, well.
Also, Plan and Yasori wanted us to go there. Just gonna put all the cards out there. Just
Why does he
everything.
want you to go there?
I need to follow up with Oberon to confirm the reasons.
As he keeps going on, Essa just goes, "Wow, you are not good."
What, Essa? What?
Could have kept it vague.
Mm-hmm.
It's my mom. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this in general.
I lied to my mom plenty of times.
Jeez.
We'll put a pin in that.
This is a conversation for another time, I think, Essa.
It's not that hard to lie.
It is. It is. I think there's a nod from my mom too at that point.
No, she's like,
as many attempts.
She's like, it is for him. It is for him. But she says, well, I know a prayer that my parents taught me. Maybe you could use it to try to reach what's left of Femora.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, just give it to me later.
No. She'll teach it to you, and then just say, just be careful. If you are at a place where the wall is weak, it's not just a god that you could meet doing that.
You know what we might run into?
She kind of sighs and says, name it. Depending on how weak it is, something as trivial as a lesser imp or aberration, something as bad as a corrupted corpse of some other adventurer that went down there, things that aren't meant to be on the surface where the sun is. There's really no telling exactly what's going to be down there, except for that it's probably not going to be something good.
Cool. All right. Sweet.
It's not. Why are you saying sweet? That's not a sweet thing.
It's a coping mechanism. We've talked about this in family therapy.
Okay. I understand that you read a book, but that doesn't make you a therapist, sweetie. I know.
You really gotta use the I feel statements like that. That helps so.
Right.
Edgar has a psychology degree. Mm-hmm. He has a bachelor's in psychology.
Mm-hmm. A self-taught bachelor's in psychology.
Yes. Even Academy does not do psychology.
No. But yeah, she teaches you the prayer, tells you, she says, like, from her time as an adventurer, there was one time where her group did encounter an area where the wall was weak, and had horrible monsters that attacked them, that some of them very nearly were killed in the process. But that's just kind of the risk you take as an adventurer.
Yeah, would be super dumb to go straight into it on purpose, huh?
Well, there's not really much you can do to prepare for that other than having a lot of good weapons.
Don't worry. And I pull out the fancy shit that I have now. I think
Mhm.
I have too many
Well,
at this point.
that's a good problem to have, honestly. All right.
Asa, could you give me my mom just a minute?
I nods and will like step out.
Okay. Real quick. I kinda told Oberon.
It like takes her a second, and she says, "Oh, how
Yeah.
did that go?"
I thought it was good and then it got bad. Now it's awkward but fine.
That's better than I honestly expected.
Yeah.
And he isn't doing anything about it.
Not right now. There's a lot going on in his life. He did something really fucking stupid immediately after, but we're kind of the reason why we have to go. It's kind of the number one thing on our plates, so we haven't touched it.
I see.
And I'm gonna give her a really, really, really big hug. The kind where even though I'm taller than her at this point, I just look like I'm a lot smaller as I like, try to nuzzle in during it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come back to the Empire soon.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where you're gonna go?
It really depends what happens next. Might be my choice, it might not. But I
Right.
don't think I can stay.
I understand. It's a hard place to live when there's so much out there to see. And a hard place to live when you're who you are. I just do whatever you can to keep yourself safe. That's all I ask of you.
I will. I've made some really good friends who I think do a lot better job of keeping me safe than I do, so.
All right.
Just, and I love you. Keep the hug going. And,
All right. So that's the RP taken care of. Purchases. Tauros, I will say just go ahead and subtract 30% of the normal value of a plate mail from your gold to cover the cost of your new armor. And then
The plate mail is 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just trying to do math for Zach.
450.
So,
All right.
So Oberon would go to magic items store. First off.
Good old Menser's magic moments.
Just kind of go in, look for anything that's not like super high rarity, but anything that's like still like, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, and then even ask the shopkeeper like anything you would recommend for dungeons, combat specifically.
Yeah, he would. So I think. What were the things that you were specifically looking for?
We were looking for a better shield, like
plus
I
one
figured
shield.
that may be an armory, most likely. T was looking for bracers. Specifically, I feel like the type that would work well with no armor.
Right, bracers of defense.
That's
Uh,
Boros.
Really, just anything that would boost a mage's AC. It's 13
Yeah.
right now. I'm squishy.
mhm.
Essa, I don't believe asked for anything.
No,
particularly.
I asked for you to get the armor identified so I could use its effects.
Oh yeah, getting
Mhm.
the armor identified. So I'll go ahead and just subtract 60 gold.
I've already done that because Esso, like, if he knew the price, he would
Okay,
have given
gotcha.
it to me.
Gotcha. Okay, then.
So
And that for Essa. And for Oberon, he just looked for like any like maybe either like magical weapons, like magical armor, like maybe any like magical items that would catch his eye.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So yeah, there would be a +1 shield that the guy has. That would be. Sorry, I'm just flipping through this. We can cut this for time. That was fun. Cutting out 7 minutes of dead air of me just searching through stuff to do in that battle. All right. +1 shield would be 200 gold.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay.
I know it won't be much, but I'll give Oberon my regular shield and my light crossbow, just to cut whatever costs we can to trade.
We can do that at the end.
Mhm.
Yeah, just saying for
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
As far as weapons, he would have a he'd have a few +1 weapons. They'd be 300 gold for any of those. Would also have the big one that he has hanging up in the place though is he has a halberd hanging above him that has very intricate Sylvan inscriptions within it, and like it just like kind of thrums with magical energy as you look at it, and it is called it's called Lightning Break, and it's a +1 halberd that also deals an additional D8 of lightning damage.
Ooh.
How
How much would that one cost?
That one would be 2,000 gold.
Ooh, okay. Gotcha. Any bracers?
Oh yes, bracers. Bracers would be 500 gold. Bracers of defense.
Okay. Any like miscellaneous magic items? like just kind of like random bits and bobbles he may have?
Yeah. He has a potion of growth, a dust of disappearance, and he also has some of sorry, just a second. He also has some of a Dogda's ointment, named after the god Dogda, but it's mechanically it's Keogatham's ointment, or however you pronounce that.
Okay.
Keogatham.
And how much are each of those?
So all of those are going to be about 200 gold.
Okay, 200 gold apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. If he went to the apothecary, what were the healing potions at again? I think wasn't it like 25 for
25 for a regular.
Was it 50 for a greater or 100 for a greater?
I think it was 100 for a greater, and then 300 for a superior.
And then a supreme, I'm guessing, is like 700.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So guys, letting you know what Oberon's thought process here is, so that everybody's kind of like included. So the plus +1 shield for Edgar, I feel like is a good one, because he's really the only one of us that really uses shields. So is everybody?
And his AC isn't high enough already, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Jack to continue to hate me, so if you want to fund that.
You are the Val of this campaign.
If you get the +1 shield, what would that put your AC at right now?
20.
Static
20. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, static 20. So I think so. That I feel like is an instant yes. These bracers of defense, I feel like Alice really wants those. So
I just want to die slower.
Okay.
If like we're cutting like an amount, like I think that is more important than my shield. Just saying, like we can.
I think so. So I'm just trying to like reason it out. I think also we should maybe get Tauros and Essa +1 weapons.
I think
Essa has one.
Lightning.
Oh, Essa has one. Tauros, I feel like we should get a +1.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind one.
Yeah, lightning is
Okay.
a +1, I believe.
I think we need to restock. I think we should get the ointment. It's good healing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm fine not getting the potion of growth or the dust of disappearance, even though I think the dust of disappearance could kind of be a little clutch, maybe. But I'm fine not grabbing it. I feel like we should at least grab a greater healing potion for everybody in the party. I think that's fair. And then like maybe like 2 regular healing potions for everybody in the party.
Yeah.
So 2 regular healing potions for everybody in the party. That's 50 per person, so that's 250 right there. Then 500 for that. So I think that. So we get that for sure. So. Do
you want me to add this to party loot while you're saying it?
Because we may retract the statement, so I don't want to like add it right now just in case.
Sure.
So there's that. Sorry, that was 10. Go. And then the ointment. Ointment is 200. Yeah, so 200. Bracers of defense is 500. Plus Tauros is 300 for the weapon. So right now that puts us at 1,050. Puts us at 1,750 spent right now. If we feel like it's too much, I would love that halberd because it's really cool. But I don't want to spend. If everybody in the party is not in agreement of spending 2K on that.
It's 2K on that by itself.
By itself, right now, using that, if we count, right now in total, if we count our platinum pieces, we have 4,200 GP. So, and then if we add, and then
Right, because you're adding the horde that we got from the gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, wait, and plus the 200, and I'm just going to make that 200 right now. So right now that's 4,400 GP. Subtracting what we have right here, that would still put us at about 2,800 GP before the halberd. If we got the halberd, it would be slightly... would be about 700 to 800 per person. Or per total.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we're not cool with that, I'm perfectly fine just picking up a +1 weapon.
I'm fine either way. If you,
That's still pretty good.
It's a badass halberd if Oberon really wants it.
You kind of rock with the halberds give reach, right?
Yeah, they do.
Kind of rock with the reach, so I feel like that wouldn't hurt to have.
Yeah,
and it's something that we could swap between me and Tauros if we really needed.
That's true.
Yeah.
You guys. Oberon comes up, swings it, then throws it over to Tauros. Tauros uses it.
Tauros swings it, yeah.
So, are we cool with that? That would still give us room to buy the +1 shield if we would want to.
Yeah.
Sure. We want to do that?
Okay.
So, I know that this is going to really blow through our funds, but I feel like we're not going to be in the city much longer. Too.
We don't know what happens next. We might not get a good shot for a while.
So in that case, getting the halberd, so that's another 2,000 plus the shield.
You're gonna have to let me know what our new party gold is.
I'm adding it up right now.
Yeah.
And then
you're making a big ass order. See if you can get some kind of discount.
I was about to say total. So I'm getting the total right now. So that's 375 plus 5. So that's 4,250 total. We would have 150 gold pieces left. Upon making this order, Oberon's just going to turn to the clerk and be like, planning a long expedition, making a really big order here. If you can maybe give me a bundle deal on this, I would really appreciate it, and we'd be happy to bring our services back here once we got back with even more.
All right. Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Don't fail me now. 20. At 20.
Why have you?
That's a 22, baby.
Ooh, okay, baby. Yes, that's good.
Yeah. No, he's
So much bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, no, I can definitely do that. And he agrees to give you a 15% discount.
15%. Okay. That's
Math. Everyone's favorite part of D.
It's math.
I'm so glad we made Trey do the math.
You could have picked one of the two
Okay,
people. Cool.
so that's 638 knocked off of our total. So that's minus 638 equals. Okay, so it's down to 36,000. 36,000.
36,000.
3,600.
Yeah.
3,600. 3,600.
Well, 600.
So that would leave us with converting the platinum pieces over plus our
708.
gold. That would leave us with
Because it was 638.
834.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
834.
Yeah, that's still quite a bit.
Gold.
If anything emergency.
Yeah. And then Alice, I'm going to put everything that's in the I'm going to tell you, Oberon will go ahead and give you the braces of defense, so you don't have to put that in the party loot.
Thanks, friend.
Okay. Edgar, you get one shield.
Thank
Rose,
you.
what +1 weapon do you want? Greatsword?
Great sword would be kind of cool.
Okay, +1 greatsword, so you add that to your inventory. Add the Dagda ointment, Alice. How you spell that, Jack?
Dagda.
Agda.
Do you want to roll the
Dagda
d4 or do you want me to?
I'll roll it. I'll
I'll let you re-roll it since you're buying it from a shop instead of Hey, that's a 4.
Nah.
Man.
So add that. I'm going to add lightning break to my inventory and add these potions in the inventory, and everybody just tell me, say how many of them you want to take.
So we have 10 regular healing and 5 greater.
And 1 superior.
I think Superior might want to go to one of the frontliners. Just in case things get hairy and they need to boost themselves back up real quick.
Oberon, do you want to hold on to the superior?
I feel like maybe me or Edgar, because you already have healing.
Yeah.
I already have
I think
healing.
you
Yeah.
would be great because you can also give it to Wound in case we
that's
need
true.
to move.
It's also like if someone does go down, then we have to use that. You can get to them faster than Edgar could.
Yeah.
So Oberon put the superior in your personal.
I think each one of us grabs a greater, and then if there's 10, each one of us grabs 2 regular.
2.
Okay. We can just put that in our personals and skip over the party loot for that.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
One greater each.
And 1 regular.
2 regular each.
Sorry, 2 regular each.
Gotcha.
All right.
That would be those.
And then we do still have 2 regular healing potions in party loot. So really the only thing staying in party loot is that we just bought is the Dagda ointment.
If we want to, we can put those 2 healing potions just in Wound's like saddlebag. And they can be like emergency, he runs to somebody gives them a potion.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have a separate inventory for Wound's saddlebag.
I can just put them on his character sheet.
Okay. I will take them out of party loot.
All right. So, any more prep stuff to do?
I am going to return to Lukalari and say, hey, this was fucking awesome. I might not be able to get you this Blazer Beast Tales. I might not see you for a long time, if I'm being completely honest. But this was fucking rad. Thank you. I'm giving it back.
Nice.
He sees you and he says, tell you what, you just go ahead and give me 150 gold right now. It's yours.
Sick. All right. You're the fucking best, man.
Tell me something I don't know.
Fuck this place or beast.
Oberon, could you knock off another 150? I'm sorry.
Alice, can you knock off 150? I'm sorry.
I judge Edgar just like
Fine.
telepathically just grabs 150 from
All right.
the bag. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck?
All right. Anything else? Any prep work anyone wants to do?
We probably want to make sure we have plenty of torches
Mm-hmm.
for Essa, because that is something I did not think about.
Could we real quick ask the magic guy if he has anything?
Does he have eyes
For
like
this too?
goggles with night vision?
Can we pray?
Okay, I'm gonna roll a D20, a D100, see if he has goggles of night vision. If I get a 60 or higher, he has them.
What about a ring of dark vision?
Shush.
Damn it!
He does not.
Well, we have
Rod.
plenty of torches.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, if I can ask, I swap out my chain armor for half plate. Chain armor is more. Actually, no, it is not. Jesus Christ, half plate is fixed. For scale mail, then. Scale mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
How much armor does plate mail give you?
Plate mail is 18
static.
18 static.
Oh baby, I need that.
My AC has taken a hit, guys. So my AC has gone down from 18 to 14.
Guys, I'm at a 15.
Woo!
Let's go.
That's not bad for a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
But I have double Alice's hit points, so that's not
That's
bad.
probably true. My max is at 54.
Okay, I have only 30 more hit points than you do.
Whew.
Only.
Mm-hmm.
Only.
All right. Well, if that's all the prep work, so I imagine are you all heading out there tonight, or are you
Oh, tonight.
tonight?
Yeah.
Night.
We
All
can't
right.
afford
So,
to waste time.
There's one small little roleplay moment.
Oh yeah,
As
go
you
for
can
it.
do. As Edgar's like walking out, and I assume like actually it would probably like around the time they're getting ready to leave. I imagine Essa and Edgar kind of stay together for the rest of the day. Essa's just gonna kind of walk up to Edgar and go, I know I've said this a lot, but you doing all right after everything going on?
No, definitely not.
I figured.
But
Might not be the most appropriate time, but do you need
No.
to talk about it?
no, Oberon needs us right now.
I know.
Once the shit's settled and I know Annie's gonna be all right, I'll give myself a moment, and then I think I'll take you up on that. But gotta be brave little adventurers first.
Yeah. Let's just hope bravery can get us through this.
All right.
Yeah. After that, I guess I'll just walk to meet up with everyone else.
Okay. All right. So, may I ask who's going to be lighting the torch and carrying it?
I need 2 hands for my weapon, so.
I got big boy sword.
I'll light the torch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want the one who has to sneak to carry.
Yeah,
right,
Sneaky
fucking light.
shouldn't be the one doing that.
Do
So I
you
light up the
have
torch.
light, Alice, as a cantrip?
I probably do.
If you have light, you can cast light on like one of our swords. So that while we're fighting, since we're front
No,
line.
I don't. I don't have it.
Never mind.
All right.
I have dancing lights.
That good.
Those can be really helpful for recon at
Yeah.
some point during this.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
And it can also, like, if we have to fight, setting those up instead of having to hold a torch as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, honestly, I could just have dancing lights bopping with us while we go.
all right.
No.
I'll do that
Yeah.
instead of burning a torch.
So what's sorry, just I want to make sure I have. I'm just pulling up dancing lights real quick. I can look at that later. All
I
right.
can put it in chat.
So you all begin heading on down. All right. After about a half hour of traveling through the caves, you enter the spot where the approximate location of where you need to be going as you come into a cave that opens up into a wide almost 40-foot diameter circular opening with passages leading out from there. As you all brace yourselves, you hear horrible screams and the disgusting squelching of things not of this world, crawling, feasting, and bickering with each other as you prepare to find out what happens next time on Elmera. On the next episode of Dice Age.
There it is.
Oh, we're gonna die.